and we shoot, and we shoot. And this may have taken a while. I had, I think, 250 bolts coming in, and ended with 148, but hey, that's a Hydra down. And, hi. Well, welcome back to Dark Souls 1. This is part 4, I believe, of our Greataxe run. Which, last time we got Demon's Greataxe. That was pretty cool. We also got to put on the armor and gauntlets of our set. Very nice progress. And we also got Bed of Chaos and Seath. So two more Lord Souls. And this time there's still the Catacombs, but I figured I want to do the DLC, or at least part of the DLC, before moving to the Catacombs. So we go do what we need to do for that, and then we touch a black hole and get aggressively high-fived. Or handshaked. That looks more like a handshake to me. But we do that, land ourselves in Sanctuary Garden, and we do a bit of menuing, and once we get through all that, we take a breath and head on in to Sanctuary Guardian, which I will let this fight play itself out. Kinda hard to hit something moving that fast when you got a weapon this slow, but it doesn't take a lot of hits, so. But we beat him with the Greataxe plus 15, Dragon Crest Shield plus 5, the Adventure set outside of the head, Hovel's Ring, Ring of Favor and Protection, and 2 Sips of the Estus. And we beat him at level 76 with 25 Vitality, 45 Endurance, 38 Strength, 13 Dexterity, 11 Resistance, and we beat him first try. Now, at this point, if there was any doubt left in which, on if I was going to keep going into Endurance or push further into Strength, caution that here. I was going full into Strength. Because there's 5 greatswords, and I had 3. We were close to getting a 4th, and I could only use 1. And that was almost entirely because of the strength requirements. Because, I mean, Greataxe has 32, the rest are in the 40s, one touches 50, but here, 6 damage. Now, sadly, we're close to another level, but not quite there, which always seems to happen. It's kind of weird, but oh well. Here we decide to reverse our humanity, or restore it, and then kindle the bonfire, because coming up next, the idea was going to be Artorias, which Artorias is a toughie. And I popped a twin humanity to go from 10 to 15 to 20, but can't do that without Pinwheel, so I figured I don't want to fight Artorias with a weapon this slow, with this low range, with this low vitality, with only 10 Estus. So we'll go kill Pinwheel before Artorias, but we'll do it after we get the Greataxe off of these guys in the Royal Wood. Which, this took like an hour and a half. Or at least it feels like it. It took a while. If you look, I have 358 item discovery. I had the covetous gold serpent ring on. I had 2 like soft humanity. Like it still took forever. I got 2 levels out of it. Which, again, in less than 5 minutes, had an idea on how to get rid of this problem of farming. Like, farming items. But, whatever. I'm not a game developer, so what do I know? But coming on back, 40 in Dark Souls 1 is a massive hard cap. So, as you can see, we're only getting 1 point. Whereas Dex, we're getting 2 points. So that's a bit of an oof. Which I got up to check, and yep, word one-handing. Now, here, I was thinking, because kind of like Endurance, we wouldn't be doing it, like, we wouldn't be putting levels in for the main purpose. So I decided to look to see how much strength I needed. And it's not too much, but like 6, 8 levels, that's still a decent chunk. But they do have a lot more range. I think Demon's Greataxe has more range. Which, if you look, Stone Greataxe requires 2 more strength, weighs 2 more, but has worse strength scaling. Although it has higher base. But still. None of that really matters to us right now, right this moment, because we don't have the strength or the weight capacity to wield any of them outside of the Greataxe. So, for now, we throw the Greataxe back on, and we just accept that we're not in the greatest of positions, but we're gonna stick to the rules that we've created for ourselves, and the best possible option for us under those rules is to head on to Undead Parish and get ourselves a divine weapon, which, if you look, Dragon King Greataxe requires Dragon Scales, and Stone Greataxe requires Twinkling Titanite. You can't turn either of those into divine weapons. You need Titanite shard weapons, which, that leaves us with Greataxe or Demon's Greataxe. And I'm not reverting the normal Greataxe, because then I'd go through one area with the divine Greataxe, like, well, 2 areas, and then I'd have to dump 9 large Titanite shards and 9 chunks and another slab into getting it back where it is now. So I'd rather be a bit off balance by having this, which we need to 2-hand it, so I figured might as well just throw away the shield for now, which even with Howl's Ring and Favor and Protection, we can't light roll and have the armor we have now. So I figured we'll just suck it up and low roll and head on off. We can deal with it for 2 areas. Which, something I noticed is the light attack, 2 shots, but the heavy attack, 1 shots. And with the entire adventure set, we can honestly just tank through anything the skeletons try to hit at us. And it does a bit of chip damage, and that can build up over time, but for the most part, we're good. And being slow is not natural to me. I'm really used to, and I prefer being fast in games, which I can't really do that here. But it is a bit enjoyable once you get used to it, to be this slow juggernaut that can just go around one-shotting everything. Felt pretty cool. But we're not gonna stick for it, or we're not gonna stick to it for too long. We'll deal with it for these 2 areas. But here, 99 souls away from a level. I feel like an insult. It's just insulting. But I figured I might as well get the level and head back. Or at least do something with the patches. Which a skeleton just randomly decided to die. Which was kind of them. And with them dead, us getting the 100 souls, we decide, yeah, let's go back. Which here, 9 damage. Yeah, sure, we hit the hard cap, but we still get 9 damage, apparently. So that's nice. But that doesn't stop the fact that Mr. Patches Boy tried to kill us. So we're gonna have to go have a talk with him. We're gonna need to show him what's what. By showing him how to push the lever. You have to push it, yeah, you can't pull it.
Huh? Oh, well, how are you then?
I'm alive.
Like,
But he hands us this because he heard that we were down 100 souls. That's very kind of him. Patches is a good man.
we'll be wonderful friends.
I don't know about that. You're a spear person, I'm a Greataxe person. I don't think we're really compatible. But I appreciate the gesture, I appreciate the offer. I wish you nothing but the best. I don't think it's gonna work out, though. But while you sit there laughing, giggling, pulling levers, pushing levers, whatever you do, I'm gonna go kill a wheel full of pins, so bye. And heading on down, narrowly avoiding being stabbed, we take note that we have 8 Estus, and I will let this fight play itself out. That fight lasted 20 seconds. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Nothing else to say about it. Beat him with the Greataxe plus 15. The adventure set minus the head. Hovel's ring, ring of favor and protection. 0 sips the Estus because we came in with 8. And we beat him at level 79 with 25 Vitality, 45 Endurance, 41 Strength, 13 Dexterity, 11 Resistance, and we beat him first try. Then we head on off, and we say hi to Patches. And we give him a very warm welcome because he pretended not to know us. And we kicked him down. And I figured that might kill him or stop the cutscene or something, but nope. It did not. Cutscene still happened, so I decided to look around to see if he was down here. And I went up. He was not up. I went down. And it looked like he was not down. So Patches is either very good at wall climbing, or he can teleport. Maybe he like mid-air homeward boned. I don't know. But no matter what, it was impressive. Didn't even see it, doesn't matter, still impressive. But we talked to Rhea. Just make sure we got through all the dialogue. And here I forgot I didn't have my shield equipped. So we just do the old hand parry. And he tried it, he failed. Remember the beginning of the curved greatsword run? Yeah. Hand parrying. It's very powerful. So we talk to her, get replenishment, and homeward bone out, because I don't want to deal with the top area. And then, while headed on down, Mr. Leroy decides to invade us, to say hi, but he forgot, apparently he didn't get the memo, that we have the hand parry. And we're using it. So, just like that, Paladin Leroy fell. One single swipe, and they're dead. I'm telling you, hand parry is the way to go. And now, off we are to Nito. I'm sorry, that was bad, I'm sorry. But, going on in, we realized that in order to use the Divine Demon's Greataxe, we had to take off everything. And so, I figured probably a good idea to put this on, in case we get toxic. And with 12 Estus, we drop down, and I will let this attempt play itself out. I had not entirely sure how, but I forgot that poise is very important. And poise is honestly more important than being able to light roll. As much as I love light rolling, you can survive without it. Now, the Slumbering Dragon Crest Ring, the whole point of it is to stop the small skeletons from aggroing onto you. But that doesn't really work. At least not consistently, unless you also have the Ring of Fog. And we can't put on the Ring of Fog because we have Favor and Protection on. Which is another reason why I'm not a big fan of Favor and Protection. But we head on off, we reevaluate how we're going to do this. And I figured, since no poise killed us last time, let's go in the radical opposite direction, just all poise. Now, yeah, that makes us medium roll, but We spent 2 entire runs medium rolling. We can do it for one more fight. It's not gonna kill us. Unless it does. It might. We never know, but won't know until we try. So with 10 Estus, we drop on in, and I will let this attempt play itself out. Definitely not the best showing, but we took him down. We got the paladin set. Can't use that, but we can sell it. So, that's neat. And having gotten the souls, we can move back. And we can move this back, because we didn't need to use it. And we beat him with the Greataxe plus 15. Partially Divine Demon's Greataxe plus 2, partially, well, mostly Greataxe plus 15. The entire adventure set, Wolf Ring, Ring of Favor and Protection, and 2 sips of the Estus. And we beat him at level 79 with 25 Vitality, 45 Endurance, 41 Strength, 13 Dexterity, 11 Resistance, and we beat him first try. And from there, we can head back off to the Abyss.
What is it? I am your guardian. Go on, state your wish.
Can you eat Artorias? Because that would help me a lot. But it was about here that I realized... Just look at the options here. Enter Covenant, Warp, Talk, Leave. You can't feed him. And I tried entering the Covenant to see if that gave us the option, but nope. Ask for Covenant item, offer humanity, enter Covenant, Warp, Talk, Leave. So we can't feed this guy.
Well, be still.
Which automatically makes him worse than Frampt. Because the one redeeming thing about Frampt, the one thing that made Frampt tolerable for me, was that we could feed him to clear up our inventory and get souls. He doesn't do that. He's simply a flesh mustache. But we opened this up because there's still one more Greataxe to go. The one dropped by the Black Knights. And there's one in the Catacombs, but they don't respawn. And then there's the one here. So that's why we're going to do this, because we can't get it guaranteed. We have to farm it. So, sad to say, but off we go. And kind of surprisingly, we got it second try, which was pretty cool. I don't often get a weapon second try or any piece of equipment second try when trying to farm it, so that was very nice. But the floppy mustache. But I wanted to just take a look at it, see its range, see what it required, which I thought I had enough strength, and turns out I did. It's just I didn't have enough dexterity, which threw me off, but whew, that's a lot of range. That is so much more range. And like I said, I only had 3 problems with the Greataxe. Short range, high strength requirement, high weight. And if I can lose one of those weaknesses, I will happily take it. And I figured 5 points into dex is worth having that much more range. So we popped all of our souls and just barely had enough. So we go over to upgrade it, and it required Twinkling Titanite, which thankfully I got a ton of from trying to get the Stone Greataxe, because those enemies drop both. And these were pretty high numbers, and I didn't feel like doing the quick math that I usually do, so I decided to just do a little cheat sheet and look at it here, 407, and then just upgrade it and see where it is at the end. Which, if you care about the numbers, you can pause and see each individual upgrade. But I think the main thing is where you start and where you end. Which we had to go get some more souls for the final upgrade, but we did it. Black Knight Greataxe +5. And 611. So we gained like 200 damage. Pretty much. And I want... Mind you, the gloves cost 3 weight. And going from the Black Knight to... or going from the Greataxe to the Black Knight Greataxe was an extra 2 weight, so we had to take off the gloves for it. But here I decided to check the damage, and they have basically the same damage. Black Knight Greataxe has 3 more on paper, but essentially the same damage. And something that it doesn't have the same of is the attacks, which kind of threw me off. Because the Greataxe and all the other Greataxes that I tried, I only got to try the others two-handed because they require insane amounts of strength. So yeah, it has a different animation when you don't have enough strength or don't meet the stat requirements. But up to this point, I had only seen like over-the-shoulder vertical slams. And it was just a 1-1-1-1 thing. Where, and I mean all of them, but the 3 that weren't just the simple Greataxe were all two-handed. Because I don't have the stats for them, so I can't speak to that, but I mean, two-handed Black Knight Greataxe is also two-handed, or obviously, but two-handed, it's also vertical, but it's like a horizontal vertical, and it goes into a combo. But with that, I figured might as well go after the fight that I've been dreading this entire time, Artorias. Which, this was beautiful, and can't do that with the Greataxe. But I'm not gonna show all the attempts here. I'm just gonna give the quick synopsis of it. I died 3 times. The first time, I had on the entire adventure set because I wanted more defense, but that made me medium roll. And something about medium rolling is when Artorias does his big jump that I lock off for, you don't roll far enough or have enough iframes or whatever the cause is with medium roll. You just don't have enough, and so that attack always hits me. And so that's what killed me. The other 2 attempts, I just made mistakes and died. But, so the reason why I've been dreading this fight is because I can't have my full armor set to have good defense, that attack. And you see, even there it hit us. But I couldn't have my full armor set, so I couldn't have good defense, couldn't really have good poise, and I couldn't, well, definitely couldn't light roll. So that was a bit of a problem. And I'd also very much under-leveled my vitality. So I couldn't really have good defense, and I didn't have good defense or health. So Artorias pretty convincingly 1-2 shot me, which, yikes. And that made this fight a lot more difficult, which is why I've been dreading it since, I mean, as early as Blighttown, I think. But eventually I got used to the range and like where I can comfortably be with the Black Knight Greataxe. And I found out that the rolling attack is pretty good. And like that, we took out Knight Artorias. Again, I didn't show it, but I died 3 times earlier. And then here we swapped that to get more souls because after 3 deaths, I was a little desperate to have more vitality. But we beat Artorias with the Black Knight Greataxe +5, the Hands and Pants of the Adventure set, Wolf Ring, Ring of Favor and Protection, 2 Sips of the Estus, because I believe we came in with 12, and we beat him at level 84 with 25 Vitality, 45 Endurance, 41 Strength, 18 Dexterity, 11 Resistance, and we beat him 4th try. Again, not showing the first 3 just for the sake of time. But yeah, Artorias with 25 vitality and only being able to have half of a set that you can't upgrade hurts. He hurts a lot. Like he does so much damage. It kind of baffled me. And again, couldn't have the top half of the set because then I would medium roll. And then a lot more attacks hit me. And even if I win with the Hovels Ring to get the full set, or at least most of the set, it kind of didn't matter because then I just wouldn't have enough poise. And so I either couldn't have enough defense, roll speed, or poise. I was always missing one. And so I just had to accept missing one. And what I chose was missing defense. Which it took getting really good at dodging his attacks, but eventually we got there. And we pretty quickly realized that going through and fighting enemies, not bosses, specifically enemies, this thing is a monstrosity. Like, especially once you learn the effective range, you can smack things as they run up to you. Especially these things, since they really like to run up to you and then do this running attack. But if you get the timing right, you can just smack them before they get the attack off. And it feels so good. And that's like, maybe you could do it with other shorter range weapons, but it's a lot harder. And I mean, this thing has so much range that you can even hit some enemies through walls. It feels so good. Like, I cannot understate this. Just, you are an unstoppable force. And keep in mind, this is like a third of the way through one area. So I fought one boss, and I've gotten through 1/3 of an area. And I'm already just doing this. Just absolute unstoppable monstrosity. Like, I feel like a venerable warrior. Just something to be feared. These creatures see me and they know death is coming quickly. Except for this one guy. He knows how to dodge. But even dodging won't save him. Not for long, at least, so... They try, but try as they might. And again, cannot understate how good this thing feels. Being able to hit enemies through walls, being able to hit enemies as they're running at you, being able to just pop, like, so satisfying. To be able to 3-tap a Mimic, like, that's not the most insane thing in the world, but it's so satisfying. To have this much power, to have this much range, this much versatility, it just feels so good. And that can't be understated. And it kind of sucks that you have to get to the very end of the game, like to the final boss, in order to grind it out, but still. Once you get it, enemies fall. Try as they might, it just won't work. But something on Dark Souls 1 is when you shield and a dog attacks your shield, it likes to do this like sidestep thing, but this weapon swings so far off to the side that it hits them anyways. That's awesome. I love that. That is great. Absolutely love to see it. But we take off the shield because shield isn't really good against Kalameet. I'm assuming. I don't think I've tried it, but I'm assuming. But I figured gauntlets, some more defense will be better. And here I just checked to see the difference in damage, which that's very misleading and also wrong, but I will drop down and I will let this attempt play itself out. That was 326 per two-handed swing, which was a lot better than what the stats are telling me. I don't know what it is about Dark Souls 1, but two-handing a weapon and then checking the stats for damage, it's very strange. I don't know why, but it feels bugged. But anyways, we beat Kalameet with a Black Knight Greataxe +5, the Adventurous at minus the head, Hovel's Ring, Ring of Favor and Protection, and 4 Sips of the Estus. And we beat him at level 86 with 27 Vitality, 45 Endurance, 41 Strength, 18 Dexterity, 11 Resistance, and we beat him first try. And from there, we can head on off. And
Are you human? I'm here to pay respects to a dear friend. Please, allow me a moment alone.
I popped the Soul of Artorias to get an extra point in Vitality, so dialogue was different.
Are you human? I forgive you. I am here to pay respect.
Which was interesting, but figured might as well kill him because they don't do anything else without the Soul of Artorias.
I shall do the same.
I think they're mostly just here to add more gravity or like add more weight to Artorias dying. But they don't do anything outside of adding a little story. Which, I mean, story's nice, but for an entire NPC, you'd think there'd be a little more, but we killed him, we got some souls, and I figured, hey, if I pop the rest of the souls that I have, I'll have enough souls for another point of vitality. Which, love to see that going into Manus. Which, I'm not going to show it for the sake of time, but I went in, I got one shot by Manus with the magic attack because I didn't use the silver pendant in time, apparently. But second attempt going in, I will let this play itself out. that may have been my worst showing for Manus. Not entirely sure. If not, definitely second worst. But I was going to actually use a great shield for this, but I was rushing through for the sake of time, and so that didn't work out because I didn't get it. But anyways, still beat him with the Black Knight Greataxe +5, the Dragon Crest Shield +5, the chest and legs of the Adventurer set, Hovel's Ring, Ring of Favor and Protection, 9 Sips of the Estus, and the Silver Pendant. And we beat him at level 89 with 30 Vitality, 45 Endurance, 41 Strength, 18 Dexterity, 11 Resistance, and we beat him second try. And then we go on, and at this point I was feeling a little goofy. It was nighttime. I had been going on for a while, so I was feeling a little silly. I got the golem set. I originally had it planned, but I never used it because it was way too heavy. But I figured, hey, why not do it here? Because I don't really care. That's why I summoned Solaire as well. Now, if this is your first time, go back. Watch part 2, watch part 3. Those two will give a much better accurate representation. Because here I just kind of given up. I was just... I was all speed and all goof. Which is a weird combination to have, but I was doing it. And surprisingly it worked. And this was a very fast fight, which is why I talked over it. Because that hardly lasted any time at all. Which was kind of surprising, considering it's Gwyn and I was slow rolling. So I didn't expect that, but okay. I mean, this is my first goofy Gwyn fight, but still, I feel bad doing it. Not giving him the respect he deserves. But we beat him with the Black Knight Greataxe +5, the Dragon Crest Shield +5, the Golem set, the Flame Stoneplate Ring, the Ring of Favor and Protection, 0 Sips of the Estus. We hardly even took damage. And we beat him at level 90 with 31 Vitality, 45 Endurance, 41 Strength, 18 Dexterity, 11 Resistance. We beat him first try. Keep those stats in mind because we are going to power through these next 3 fights. Because, I mean, part of my rule set is every boss. And there were 3 bosses I did not get to beat with a Greataxe. So we can link the fire, but we're not done. There's still another 3 bosses to go, which hopefully we can speed through them. I mean, we can definitely speed through Asylum Demon, but Capra Demon may be alluring. But we can link the fire, turn our souls into a human torch, human candle to help the world, and just hop onto a different world. Apparently. A different, much more powerful world. Which, no matter how powerful it is, the Asylum Demon is the Asylum Demon. They're probably gonna die in 3 hits. Which, yep. Not even worth the normal spiel of I'll let this fight play itself out. And I didn't change any of my equipment. It's still the same. Everything is still the same, so I'm not gonna run through it, because that'd be a waste of breath. But continuing on, like I said, power through these. Just one after another after another. We're lighting around in these. Just going relentlessly. So now we're on Taurus Demon. And yeah, he's gonna die in 2 hits. He didn't even have the fortitude of the tutorial boss. Tragic. But same equipment. We didn't change any of our equipment. We didn't level up. And that'll be true for the Capra Demon as well. We just didn't level up during any of this. We'll keep quiet for Capra Demon because they almost killed us, but realistically, they only almost killed us because we were in full goof mode, and we weren't trying, but again, didn't change any of our equipment, didn't level up. We simply didn't. We didn't see any point to it. But end of the road, we have beaten every boss in Dark Souls 1 with a Greataxe, so I figured might as well take a look at them. Which, this one is a little different than the other runs, because each weapon has felt more individual, or at least broken into certain subsections. First one was the Greataxe, which was fine. It did okay. It was passable. The Demon's Greataxe, 46 strength and 22 weight. That is a lot of strength. That is a lot of weight. That is all the endurance and almost all the strength. So, Demon's Greataxe feels like it's not really worth using because it just requires too much strength and endurance. And it's the same. It's the same with the Stone Greataxe. It's the same with the Dragon King Greataxe. So I kind of lump those 3 together because the strength requirement is so insanely high, and the weight is so extremely high. And then I put Greataxe and Black Knight Greataxe in their own category, where the Black Knight Greataxe is definitely the best. It's the most versatile. I mean, the one-handed light attacks, the two-handed light attacks are different. The one-handed heavy, the two-handed heavy are all different. So you get horizontal, you get vertical, you got ranged, you got power. It's just a very versatile weapon, especially compared to the rest of the Greataxes, which I only got to fully use the Greataxe and the Black Knight Greataxe, but the Black Knight Greataxe is the only one that felt unique and fresh to me. And specifically the Dragon King Greataxe, yeah, it's got high base damage, but 50 strength requirement just to have no strength bonus. And then, again, Demon's Greataxe, Stone Greataxe, Dragon King Greataxe, they're all extremely heavy and have extremely exorbitant, just insanely high strength requirements. And so they feel like New Game Plus, New Game Plus Plus, minimum weapons. And Black Knight Greataxe is kind of the same because you can only get it, like, right before the final boss. But it feels like something you can use in New Game. And same with the Greataxe. But I'd say the Greataxe is like a low to mid B. The Black Knight Greataxe is like mid to high A. Demon's Greataxe, Stone Greataxe, Dragon King Greataxe are all like low D for me. I didn't get to use them a whole lot, but it's because I didn't get to use them a whole lot that I placed them so low. So, take it with a grain of salt, but the strength requirements and the weight are just insanely high, at least for New Game. But I mean, even in New Game Plus, I don't have the strength to wield them, and I invested heavily into strength, but really liked the Black Knight Greataxe, and I liked this run, and yeah,